I'm leading the show. Boom. Perfect.
So, we're gonna answer some Okay So Boom fan questions.
Love it.
Right?
I love the fans.
I think that these are almost better than what I could come up with sometimes.
They're the best.
They're the best.
Fans
Okay.
are the best.
So, Okay So Boom, is long distance ever possible? Man, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough because there are a lot of people in this situation. They're long distance. Maybe they met on an app. They're not together. Maybe they're even across an ocean, right? So what's first of all, have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
I kind of want so yes, I have been in a long distance relationship, and I would say
Hold on. Digest it. How far was it? Where were you living? Where was she living?
Okay, well, so basically,
Where was she living? Where were you living?
so it was just we were on the phone. So I was in Iowa, and we were and she was all the way down in Utah.
Okay.
And we did a lot of letters back and forth. And
Letters?
Yeah, letters.
Legitimate letters?
Yeah, like letters.
Okay.
And it's to me it was very challenging. To me it was a whole different dynamic. It was exciting and real, and just like the relationship when you would get a letter back or when you would be in the moment with them.
Right.
But then that distance was just so it just took them away so fast, and so it was challenging for me. And
Did
so
you guys ever
I would
meet?
actually have the same. If it was me, I would love to get your advice on this too, because I don't even know. I mean, I feel like long distance relationships are something that is a challenge, and I think most of the time we all go through them.
Okay.
At some point.
So did you guys ever meet?
Yes. Wait, what do you mean?
Did you guys ever meet in person?
Yes, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
I met
How
her.
long into the relationship?
So it was about a month. I'd
A
say.
month?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't bad.
Did you guys constantly visit?
Yeah, we would go back and forth. I mean, I met her downtown. We had a lot of fun.
Okay.
She's a wonderful girl, and we just kind of exchanged. Then like afterward, we just met up a little bit more, and that was
If
it.
you could break it down, why is it that it came to an end? Do you think it was because of the distance, or was it something within the relationship that?
Well, here's the thing: it would have grown if we were close. That's why it's hard.
Why do you think that is, though?
Because I liked her. She was super
No.
nice.
Why do you think that if you guys were together in the same arena, in the same place, like boil it down, what's the truth about it? Like, why do you think it would have made it successful?
So like gravity, like when you get too close to something like a magnet, you snap.
Okay.
And you're together. Or it's like a planet. Once you get close enough to the Earth, it's now in revolution, and you're spinning around together. You're making that dance. But if I pull the moon too far away from the Earth, it's just gonna fly away.
Yeah, but you guys were meeting up and stuff.
We weren't meeting up. We were just writing.
Okay. So, basically, I was in a long distance relationship too. We met through a dating app. If I have to be honest, it was Plenty of Fish.
So wait, did you meet her?
Eventually, yes.
Okay, cool.
So I was in Korea. We met through Plenty of Fish, which I don't even know how that was possible because I was all the way over there. But anyway, I met her off Plenty of Fish. I saw her pictures, and she was dressed pretty scandalous. And I said some like off the wall stuff. I don't know why I said this.
Dude,
but
true
I was
love,
like,
bro.
no, I said, I kind of feel like you're making up for some deep-seated like insecurities, and I don't know what's going on with that. And at first she was like, I can't believe you said that. Turns out she loved it. And what ends up happening is we're talking the whole time that I'm in Korea. And I finally get back. And this whole time we're texting, we're messaging. Things are getting spicy over those messages because that's long distance,
As
baby.
they do.
That's long distance. The thing is, when you're long distance,
So you think long distance is a time to just to make, say the things that you wouldn't say when you're with them, or do the things that you wouldn't do if you were with them?
I think that that's exactly what it is. That was my first time with long distance, and that taught me a big thing, which is when you're physically together, you don't take the time to actually get to know the person because you're trying to get to know their insides.
So this is why I don't think long distance is possible. That it's not. I would say it's possible. Another example, I'm in a long, everybody who is of faith is in a long distance relationship with God. And so it's like, are your relationship with God, is that real? And it's like, of course it is.
Yeah.
But I do think that long distance relationships, if it's the real thing, if it's real love, in anything's possible. But if it's it's like, so since I can't be with you and cuddle with you and really talk with you and talk about my day with you like I would normally would, we're just going to we're going to have, fun together. And that's where I don't like it.
I think what it came down to is that for the first time ever, there was no physical sexual tension, and that was the distracting point. Like I was just distracted off the fact that like I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to have sex with you. So what happened was that long distance, I got to get to know somebody. We finally met, and it was wonderful. It was actually probably the second longest relationship I ever had after the long distance phase was done. So with long distance, right? With long distance, I kind of feel like there's a time limit. There is a time limit because it got to the point where I just felt like it ran its course. There's only so
you guys had this long distance relationship. Then you started like, actually getting a little bit more like physical and all that kind of stuff, like sexual with her and everything.
As soon as I touched, like,
okay, so then that goes on for a couple weeks, couple days or months or whatever, and then you meet. Is the reason why that was like the longest relationship because you felt like you needed to kind of like make up of all the stuff that you were doing before?
No, absolutely not.
Or did you guys just click?
No, absolutely not, because the clicking and the deep connection already was come about through the conversations. That's what I'm trying to say is that because you're not physically together, you're actually getting to know the person, you know what I mean? Through phone calls, through text messages, because the physical part is not there. But it ran its course, and I'm so glad that the long distance was over because smeshed as soon as I touched down, bro. As soon as I touched down. But it was okay because we actually got to know each other already. So I will say this. Is long distance ever possible? Of course. But also, I don't think that young people in today's society have the attention span that it takes for a long distance relationship. And let's be honest, like people are horny. I kind of feel like a lot of people love to think that their partner isn't cheating on them when it's long distance. I told her straight up, I was like, look, I'm going to keep it a buck. If you're out there doing your thing, don't tell me about it, but like, I get it. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? People have a time limit when it comes to when they need their physical desires. And I just came to terms with that. I cared for her, but I cared for her in such a deep level that didn't really, I understood.
If your relationship is for sexual and just kind of having fun, like then I get it. That makes sense if you're both in consent. But if it's like a real love, it's hard, dude. It is hard.
I'm just a realist, right? I'm a realist. I'm not gonna sit back and be like, she never slept with anybody in the year that we were talking to each other. Like, no, not at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you met her on the phone, like on a dating app, then yeah, that's expectable. You don't expect you better be in love with me, girl. Yeah. Like you better be freaking totally loyal to me.
Especially because the talking phase where we're not actually together lasted for probably the first 6 months, right?
Wow.
It did. Just because we were like, is this really a thing? Like, is this really going to happen?
Right.
I think that if I had to boil it down, in today's society, long distance is harder than ever before. You have options on options, and most people are way too horny to wait. And that's just the fact of the matter. But if you're lucky enough and fortunate enough to break through that boundary, you're going to have something pretty special on your hands because you got to know the person without the sexual temptations there. And you're actually getting to know that person on a deeper level.
I would agree.
Boom.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.